Hey everyone, Luke here, and in this video I wanted to quickly go over everything wrong with my 95 Mustang. I've been driving this for the past few weeks and it drives pretty well considering its age. The engine is nice and smooth and the gearbox shifts smoothly too. Also, the bodywork is surprisingly good and I'm sure the paint will come up very well. There doesn't seem to be any big signs of rust and the car seems structurally sound, so at the moment it doesn't feel like there's any massive problems I'm about to face. That being said, there's still lots of little bits that need sorting, most of which shouldn't be too much of a problem, and hopefully being located in the UK with a car like this won't pose too much of an issue. As always, if you want to see more progress on this car, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon to be alerted of any future updates. So if anyone's watched my last video where I introduced this car, you probably noticed the big rear wing that was on the back, and quite frankly it looks a little bit stupid because it was flopping all over the place, wasn't really secure, so I've took that off for the moment, but has left me like 4 holes in the trunk, which I have filled in with Sugu at the moment just to keep it weatherproofed and stop the car from rusting, but really need to do something about this. I don't know whether to get a whole new lid with a spoiler on or fill it in and spray it. I'm not quite decided yet. I kind of like it with no wing on the back at all at the moment, but only time will tell. I'm going to have a think about that. Moving on to the Ford badge at the side. You see it's actually a little bit too big for the car. Like normally it's meant to be about that size. I think someone's took off like a Ford Granada or something because it's just really big and looks a bit silly as well on the back of the car. Open up the trunk, you can see that the hydraulic struts are not working properly, so it kind of holds itself just about if you leave it fully open, but slightest bit of wind and it's shut. It's not a massive problem, but it can be a bit inconvenient when you're trying to load stuff in there. Down here there's a little scab on the bumper which is going to have to be blown in, so we're going to get some more paint for the car and we can blend all that in. There's one on the front of the car too which needs doing. And then that brings me on to the carbon fibre trim. And looking around here, it just looks, when I say carbon fibre, I mean fake carbon fibre, and really that's the thing that's kind of viced this car out at the moment. It's that big fake carbon fibre wing, the fake carbon fibre trim all over the car. It's kind of doesn't suit what a Mustang should have, because the Mustang's not going to have carbon fibre. So I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do this yet. I don't know whether to pull back to body colour or just spray a glossy black. At least if it's glossy black, it's not trying to pretend like it's something it's not. Still should look pretty good, but at least the car's not raced if I do that. As moving on to the side, you can see the exact same stuff here again. It's just all peeled. It just looks really bad, and I think it's one of the things that really lets the car down the most. Looking at the front here, you can see there's lots of curb marks on the edge of the alloy, but the good thing is it's kind of on a lip here, so I can just mask this bit off and fill it in and spray it, and for now it should look pretty good. Now I'm not too sure whether I should leave these black, make them glossy, anthracite, or even back to silver, so I'm a bit undecided on that at the moment, but I'll restore them to how they should be at the moment just to take your eye off them really. And you can also see like lots of holes in the wings. These are just on the front wings, so I don't know why they have these in here, because the trim attached underneath, but they need to be filled in and sprayed. On the side here, like I pointed out in the last video, the car's on about 4 different locks, so I really need to get a lock set. That shouldn't be too much of a problem because the car I don't think has an immobilizer, so there's no transponder in the key chip. So if I can get a lock set off one of these, it should just go in, no problems at all. And there's also a couple of little tiny door dings down the side, but nothing too bad. The dent man probably get them out. A couple on this door, just about here, but the rest of the car looks pretty good. Moving on to the front, there's nothing too bad here really. We've got a bit of fading on the headlights. We just need to use some 2000 grit sandpaper and some UV resistant clear coat, and that should come up pretty well. We've also got a slight scab on the bumper again on the front, so gonna have to spray that, but that again, it's not on too bad of a spot. At least it's quite low down, your eye's not on it too much at the moment. Like I said in the last video, the hood won't open, so I'm having to use the tyre from a Vauxhall Astra to keep it down, but that's probably just the hood catch needs a slight adjustment, so again, that should be a pretty small job. If you take a look at the front left tyre, you can see a couple of puncture marks in there which happened before I got the car. Now I really want to get that sorted as quickly as possible because it could be structurally impaired, and don't want to be going around the corner or be going like 70 miles an hour down the motorway and find that the tyre blows out on me, because obviously that's going to be bad news. So that's definitely one of the first things I wanted to do. Now moving on inside the car, I've got a few more problems I want to show you. One of the first things in here that's most annoying is the actual central locking doesn't work. So we've got buttons on the side here for lock and unlock. but for some reason nothing's happening. So I don't know whether that's just a fuse that's gone or whether it's a symptom of a bigger problem. I haven't actually checked yet. If we even get that sorted, that could be something that can make a big difference, because the car's on 4 keys, so even getting a central locking working is going to be a big advantage to me. The electric windows work fine, but the electric mirrors unfortunately don't seem to work at all. And again, I'm hoping that's a fuse and not a sign of a bigger problem. The odometer doesn't seem to go up at all. Its mileage is just staying at the exact same. And one thing that's actually a bit interesting about this is because it's a Japanese import, this is in kilometres. Now I know lots of US viewers probably think the UK uses kilometres over here. We don't, we actually use miles as well, so we're a bit of a disadvantage. I'd rather actually maybe try and replace this with a gauge cluster from an American car, since everything's going to be in miles, which is going to work over here for us as well. One of the biggest problems I've found, it's a little bit dangerous as well, is when I pull this on here, this is my lights for the front and the rear. But nothing in the interior is working, none of the interior lights. So I pull the side lights on and the dashboard stays completely dark. The lights up here for the door, that doesn't work. But the trouble is, when you're driving in the night time, nothing comes on the dashboard, so you can't see what speed you're doing, you can't see how much fuel you have, you can't see whether the engine's about to overheat. So that's a bit worrying at the moment, but I do believe there might be a problem with the switch itself. Other people on the Mustang Owners Club seem to have problems with these switches, and from what I gather, they seem to maybe kind of short themselves out or melt slightly, so it may be able to be fixed fairly easily. You see on here, the steering wheel's a little bit worn. I mean, nothing too bad, but I could probably wrap this. I mean, if only there was a video with someone of a Mustang on YouTube who showing you how to wrap the wheel, that would be so useful. The driver's seat's got a little bit of a tear in it, nothing too bad. The rest of the seats are in pretty nice condition. Another problem that I find pretty big in this car as well, it seems to be massive problems with the heaters and the heater vents and the aircon system. For some reason, the heaters are stuck on the windscreen and I can't seem to get them to come out to your face, so maybe it's just a problem with the flaps or something, I don't know. I need to maybe try and take the dashboard apart and see if I can get that to work, which is kind of a problem in this car, because we're in a coupe and having this, like, you know, nice sleek windscreen, not much air comes in past these A-pillars, so if you're just going 20 miles an hour through traffic and you've got the windows down, nothing hits you and it can be quite stuffy. And it'd be alright if the aircon worked and it was on the windscreen, but even the aircon's not working, so really need to have a look in that. And actually it looks like when I open up look in the engine bay, it looks like the heater matrix is missing, so I don't know whether that's got something to do with heads gasket failures, which kind of are a problem with this engine. So I don't know whether the car's had a new head on it, or the head gasket's blown, or whether the heater matrix has been removed because of that, so really need to have a look at that in more detail. Down here we've got the radio, which is really recessed in the dash. That's not going to be a problem so much. I'm going to stick my own radio in anyway. You know, it's 21st century, I want Bluetooth in. But there was a problem with this turning itself off every single time. So it's probably just the live's not connected up properly, so I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem. But at least it's a nice single DIN radio, so it's going to be a nice straight swap, and since it's aftermarket, the wiring harnesses should be in there ready for my one. Like I said in the last video as well, the trim does seem to rattle quite a bit, so we can get a few clips off them. I'm hoping other Ford cars from the era, such as a Mondeo or something, may have the same clips. If that's the case, that'll be quite easy to fix, I think, and should make the car feel a lot more solid inside. And one of the final things is, I think I've got a slight exhaust leak, because when you're driving around and you're sat in traffic, you do get the odd exhaust fume coming into the car. It's not too bad. I mean, it doesn't gas you properly or make you, you know, feel sick, but I would definitely like to get them checked out. Again, if there was only a YouTuber who had a V6 Mustang who showed us how to fix a exhaust leak, that would be super useful. Anyway, so that's everything that's wrong with my 95 Mustang. So anyway, thanks for watching this, and if you want to see more about this car, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, take care, see you soon, thanks for watching.